Hey everybody, thanks for coming in. I'm glad you're here. And if you're new here, thanks so much for giving me a chance. Please hit the subscribe button below. If you're a returning subscriber, thanks so much for your support. I really appreciate it. And if you're a returning viewer who hasn't yet subscribed, why not? It's free. No one will call you, I promise. Do you? It's okay. I welcome everybody here. So today's video is going to be an Auntie Angel roleplay video where Auntie Angel is talking to one of her many nieces and nephews, or nibblings, or sib kids, whatever everybody wants to be called, and about going away to school or just leaving school. Because not everybody gets to leave high school and go to college or university, and it can be scary becoming an adult and having changes all thrown at you all at once. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the video. Okay. Hey, I came over. I just pulled up a piece of the floor. I'll sit down here with you and we can just talk. I got the impression that something was wrong when we were talking on the phone earlier. Honey, this is an exciting time for you. You get to leave school and start college and have a whole new education experience, and you get to, go off and have this amazing adventure. It's okay to be scared. It'd be silly not to be, You've always had your parents or your teachers as your safety net, and everybody's now telling you that, oh, it's going to be so different, and you're growing up and you're an adult. Becoming an adult is a process. It doesn't happen overnight, okay? And going away to school is scary. All of a sudden, you're the one in charge of you, and you're now responsible for all of your decisions. So you're ready for this, though. You've spent your whole high school career getting ready for this. And you'll spend your university or college career getting ready for a master's program, maybe, or residence, whatever it is that you want to be. Honey, I totally get it. I think there's way too much pressure on you guys to know what you want to be. When I was growing up, college and university was what you went to discover what you wanted to be. You didn't have to know exactly what you wanted to be the second you walked through the door. So yeah, it is scary, but my biggest piece of advice to you, don't lose touch with the people who support you. It's easy to say to your parents, I'm done with you guys, I'm on my own. Don't do that. Or you can always call me. Asking for help is part of being an adult. Knowing when you need to bring in somebody else, part of being an adult. You wouldn't expect if your basement flooded, you'd call a plumber, right? Because it's something you can't take care of. If you ever find yourself in over your head, even emotionally in over your head, ask for help, okay? Your school has counselors and a counseling program that's confidential. I already checked this all out for you. It's part of your student health program, and you can easily access it. I know that also the school you're going to has a phone-in for advice, and they pay particular attention to the freshmen, to the newbies. You're no longer a big fish in, a little pond. You're now a little fish in a great big pond. And that can be scary. But I promise you, there's amazing adventures ahead of you. There's changes, of course there's changes. And yeah, you'll probably be lonely sometimes. That's where you reach out. And I have news for you. There'll be other lonely people too. And there'll be people that don't want to admit they're having trouble transitioning into, no longer being in high school. And one thing I really want you to know, I like you just as you are. You don't have to change who you are. You don't have to go into college or university going, I'm going to be a brand new me. You can grow, you can evolve, but honey, don't change who you are at heart. Okay? Because I like you. And you like you, or you should like you. And college is going to help you with that. There's going to be all kinds of things that will tempt you. There'll be parties and clubs and raves and all kinds of things. Remember Auntie Angel's rules about being safe. If you're going to do something like drink or experiment, have somebody sober with you. And they're not allowed to leave your side. And if you are the sober person, you have to take that job as sacred. You don't leave their side, okay? It helps to make sure you're safe. It helps to make sure you get home safe. If you find yourself in a situation over your head where you're really drunk and you are no longer in control of your decision-making skills, having that designated sober person with you will make life very easy, okay? Having fun is great. I understand that. But remember too, depending where you go, because I don't think you've made your decision yet, you might not even be old enough to drink. So getting in a situation over your head may make you scared because I was breaking the law. I don't want everyone to get in trouble, blah, blah, blah. I don't care about any of that. You call someone for help. I may be far away, but you call me, I can send you an Uber like that. Okay? That's not a problem. The same with your designated person. I can get you an Uber. I don't care what the cost is. I can get you back. The other thing, and I'm not saying everything is scary. It can be fun. There's nothing wrong with taking part in things that are fun. There's also nothing wrong with if you just want to read in your room or watch TV in the common room. Any of that stuff, For me, I didn't get to go to college or university right after high school. And that was my plan all along. I worked 3 jobs to put myself through that high school because it was at the time the top high school in Ontario, and I was almost guaranteed I could go to university. Yeah, I got into all the universities, but my mom got sick and I had to go to work and help out. And that's what happened. And that was scary because I literally became an adult overnight. I had to get a full-time job. I had to work full-time. Nobody accepted, well, the bus was late and I slept in, or I just don't feel like it. You can't do that when you're working. But it's all okay. I turned out fine. I learned. I made mistakes, but I learned from them. Because what do I always say? Come on. That's right. It's only a mistake if you don't learn from it. And you're good at learning from that. Okay? If you do, it's a lesson. And that's all adulting really is a big, big collection of lessons learned and knowing the right decisions to make. And I trust you. You have it. And it is a big change from high school where I went to school with a girl who'd never taken a bus and was going away across the province to go to university. I still wonder what happened to her. I also went to school with girls who, unfortunately, they didn't reach out and ask for help, and they got into a mess, They came out of it, but the important thing is if you find yourself sinking, you reach out, okay? Because there's a whole lot of other people sinking too. You're never alone. And, and it might be hard to find new friends, but, other people are looking too. You're really lucky because you are now choosing the classes that you're going to. So the people in your class already have something in common with you, right? Yeah. You already have shared interests, which is half the battle right there. Yeah. Oh, please, worrying about the freshman 15 is not something I want you thinking about, okay? That's how to trigger eating disorders. And I don't think it's true for everybody, okay? If you gain a little weight, you gain a little weight. It's also going to be, a gym and an exercise programs you can join. Walking classes that you can walk with people is another great thing. If you feel like things are getting out of control, again, call me. Go to the mental health program or student health services. They'll help you out too. Yes. Oh, honey, I think it's an amazing adventure that you're about to go on, but it's also a mixed message adventure, because you're expected to be an adult, but you're still a student, and, you need to find out where you belong, where you fit in, okay? You still have a safety net. Usually, some people go to college and they don't have a safety net. They don't have parents or aunts and uncles or guardians to catch them, or spouses. Sometimes you're already married or in a relationship. That's where the school will help be your safety net. You are expected to take care of your own responsibilities. They're not going to nag you to turn in your paper. You need to set yourself up with a schedule. And it can be overwhelming if you've never learned to do that. So I would suggest you use this summer, and there's so many resources online or Pinterest. Pinterest would be great too. Or older siblings of your friends can help you with this too. Once they get good grades. Ask them how they set up their study time. How did they organize what assignments are due when and how to get them in on time? That really helps. And if you don't have the proper software programs or your tech isn't as up to date, there's secondhand shops where you can find some. There's also the student services has technology, and you can go to the library and use their tech as well. So you don't need to worry about stuff like that. But my biggest piece of advice to you is set up a study schedule for yourself. Take part in events so you get to meet people and do different things. But trust your instincts. You have them. You're good at this. You know people. And if you want to reinvent yourself, go right ahead. But keep the best of you, okay? Because you have such a good heart and a good brain. And you're gonna be okay. And it's okay to call home. It's okay to text home. It's okay to stay in touch with your friends that went to other schools. But remember that everybody has different experiences. And yours may not be theirs and vice versa. But I know you're going to do well. And even if you know what? I don't think everybody does amazing in first year. It's such a transition period. And, some of the TV shows don't make it any easier when they say, look right, look left. One of these people won't be here next year. Give me a break, people. Why don't you set people up to fail? And you're not, okay? You can do this. It's basically high school with a little bit more freedom. That's all. But it's also a lot more personal because you're choosing your classes. You're going after something you're interested in. It's not somebody telling you, you have to take biochem, you have to take math, you have to take social sciences, if you're not interested in a program and you don't need it for your degree, you don't have to take it. But do take something out of the norm for you that's fun. If you've never taken a drama class, maybe take a drama class. If you've never taken a feminist class, take a feminist class or a gender studies class. You know, whatever is going to make you feel more part of things. But just be true to yourself. You've got a good head on your shoulders. And it is scary, but sometimes we mistake exciting for scary. You know, maybe take some of the fear and say, what if I view it more as excitement? I'm afraid of being there by myself, or I'm looking forward to meeting new people, or I'm afraid of failing. Remember what I said about fail, right? What does FAIL stand for? That's my person. First attempt in learning. Yes. So, you know, you might take a bit to find your footing. Everybody does. So you do. Think about how much better you're going to be in 2 years when you see a freshman on the quad or in the commons and you know what they're feeling. You can literally just sit down and say, want to talk? I've been there. And you're going to change somebody. I know you have this. You've got this, hon. And I'm always here for you. You can introduce other people to ASMR. You know how interested you are in that? You know, I bet you there's a lot of people that are interested as well. And maybe you start your own channel. You like watching it. You've got this amazing adventure ahead of you. Maybe take us all along with you. Start a channel for yourself that says, you know, going to university, going to college, like what I learned my first week. And just weekly post, not every day, because you have studies and people. I don't want you doing this instead of meeting people. Okay? I'll let all relationships and stuff, that will come. Okay? Don't force them. You know, it's not back in your grandmother's day when you only went to college to get your MRS degree. Really? You don't know what that is? No, it is not Masters of Religious Studies. MRS is Mrs. Our grandmothers were going to college to get a husband. I'm so glad that you don't know that. It means we've come far. Not far enough, but we've come far. Mm-hmm. And you're going to be fine. I know you will. As long as you know what you need to do, where to go for help. Those are the 2 things you need. That's all you're going to need. And try to turn any fears, try to turn them around into something exciting. Give me a fear. Give me a fear. Really? What if nobody likes you? Okay. Turn that around to, what if I meet my best friend forever? What if I discover who I am and I fall in love with me? Trust me, people will like you. And you have this amazing, amazing adventure ahead of you. And the thing you got to remember about high school too, okay, maybe some people keep friends from high school their whole lives. I did. Auntie Natalie and I are, you know, we met at 14. We are not the norm. Okay, most of your high school friends you'll drift away from in the first 2 years. Not saying everybody, but you will some. And you may meet friends that you'll have for the rest of your life in college, and you may not. Your work friends in 10 years may be the friends you have for the rest of your life. Everything changes. Nothing has to be finite. Nothing has to be an ultimatum. I have to do this or this will happen. I have to do this or this will happen. No, honey, everything is a process. And it will be a lot easier if you talk yourself into enjoying the process. Not all of it is fun, but I think most of it will be. You're going to learn stuff about yourself, and it's going to help you like yourself even more. You are this amazing person who is going to become even more amazing. Oh, I know you'll be fine. And I hope this helped. Yeah? Oh, that makes me feel good. Yeah, and we can, we can go get some clothes for you, maybe some funky backpack or messenger bag. We could hit the vintage shops and go thrifting. Oh, you have no idea what we can find thrifting. You know me, I'm boho. I like the bohemian 1960 style stuff. But your cousin, she just found this great thrift store, comes home with a pair of really nice Coach platform dress shoes for $25. Thank you very much. The heel was coming away, but I have taught them well. And they just took some super glue, put it back together, and off they went. So yeah, that could be a lot of fun. We could really go thrifting, and then we could do like a whole thrift haul. That would be fun. Yeah, you could help me with the video. Okay, want to go get some lunch? My treat. Okay, just remember something, sweetie. Always remember, I love you, I value you, I honor you, and I am so, so, so glad that you were born.